Welcome to Digital Marketing for Contractors, a podcast for home improvement contractors to help you crush your lead goals and take your business to the next level. Join us each episode as we give you powerful insights and practical tips on the best digital marketing strategies to help you grow your home improvement business. Let's get started.
Hello and welcome to Digital Marketing for Contractors. This podcast is brought to you by Fat Cat Strategies. We are a full-service digital marketing agency based in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we love working with home improvement contractors like you to grow your business, generate leads, boost sales, and create a sustainable growth through digital marketing strategies. My name is Janet, and I am the founder and managing partner here at Fat Cat. And today I'm happy to be joined by our in-house PPC specialist, Jack. Jack, say hello to everybody.
Hey everyone, I'm Jack. As Janet said, I'm the PPC specialist here at Fat Cat Strategies. So what do we have going on today, Janet?
Today we're talking about something that I've actually had some pretty entertaining conversations with clients about. It's the whole idea of should you advertise your own company name? So let's say your name is, Bob's Siding or, Top Dog Roofing. Should you run ads on your own company name? What do you think, Jack?
With some caveats, which we'll get into later.
So a basic yes or no?
I am a big proponent of running branded campaigns.
So you're calling them a branded campaign. I said I've had some funny conversations with clients, and the conversation goes like this. Why should I have to pay for my own name? And I actually think that's kind of a legit question. But that's sort of a philosophical discussion about the role Google plays in all of our lives. But setting that aside, why do you think that clients should run brand campaigns?
So whenever this question comes up, there's two reasons why this is a good idea. The first is if you look at all of your other non-branded search campaigns, think of those almost like playing offense. You're going out to get people who may not even be aware of you yet, but they're looking for the services that you offer, and they're in the market for them. Well, a branded if those campaigns are playing offense, a branded campaign is playing defense. The audience for a branded campaign is going to be people who are already aware of you, who are already looking for you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they'll find you and end up on your site. There could be multiple different other competitors running ads. They don't even necessarily have to be targeting your brand name. The way that the new keyword match types work, other advertisers could be targeting users searching roofing companies near me. And if somebody searches for, say your company is American Roofing, if somebody searches for American Roofing, an ad could show up on that search result.
But your name is American Roofing and someone was looking for American Roofing.
Exactly. The user was searching for American Roofing and looking for you, but a competitor's ad could show up there and they wouldn't even need to be specifically targeting your company have that ad show.
To be clear, just to let our listeners know, let's say my company is Top Dog Roofing and you're my biggest competitor and you're called, Backyard Dog Roofing. I don't know, that's a stupid example. You're called Red Truck Roofing. Can you run an ad that targets the keyword Top Dog Roofing, which is my actual company name?
Absolutely.
Yeah. See, that's the conversations I have with clients where they're shocked to find that out, and then the next thing they are is mad. And I've actually had clients say that they wanted to sue somebody because they were targeting, your legitimate company name that you've invested a bunch of money in, and now some joker who is targeting that as a search phrase, which means they're trying to intercept people who are legitimately looking for you. So I'm guessing that's why you call it a defensive play.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, they don't even need to be specifically targeting your brand name. They could just
they could.
They could. But they could just be targeting like the broad roofers near me as a keyword in their ad campaigns, and that keyword could match to somebody searching for Top Dog Roofing. So it doesn't even need to be as intentful as a direct targeting of your brand name.
Got it. What are some other reasons? So you kind of outlined like offensive versus defensive. You said you're a big proponent of branded campaigns. What are some other reasons why you would recommend them?
So another somewhat more unique and uncommon reason is if there's a competitor in your state or in your area that has a highly similar name, there can be confusion there. Say you've got a company, Top Dog Roofing, and then another company, Top Dog Gutters and Roofing. If somebody goes to search Top Dog Roofing, it's not exactly going to be clear which one they're looking for.
We actually had that issue come up with a client last month. We're working on SEO campaigns for them. It's a roofing company in Ohio, and they have a very kind of unique and noteworthy name, and they've spent a lot of money on local offline advertising promoting their brand name. And then our SEO specialist in-house kind of brought up, oh, there's something weird going on here. So our client is in the Cleveland area, and there was a company with a very, very similar name 300 miles away. I mean, they're not going to drive, 300 miles to quote on a roof job, but because their name was so similar, they were actually coming up because they're both in Ohio. So in your opinion, is that a great example of when you might run a branded campaign just to provide people with clarity?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially because that specific case you're referencing to, our client's name is a bit more unique, but the competitor was a much more generic name. It was the same basic
basic word, play on the same word,
followed by the service roofing.
Right.
So whenever people searched X roofing company, rather than seeing our client, they were seeing this other unrelated business that just happened to have a very, very similar name.
Right. Yeah. We didn't get permission to talk about our client, so we can make up a word. So let's say our client was Dragon Services, and they were a roofing company. There's another company 300 miles away that was Dragon Roofing. So roofing was in their name, but roofing was not in our client's name, but they both had the word Dragon. It's not actually Dragon. I'm just making this up, but that's kind of what happened. So in that instance, you're saying a brand campaign to the rescue.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. What are some other reasons that you would recommend a brand campaign, or what's your thinking around it?
So besides just playing defense and then also addressing issues with similar names, branded campaigns also help to maximize your visibility on a search page. And the main benefit that can come from there is just essentially increasing your legitimacy. If somebody searches for your company and they're really unsure about you, that maybe this is the first time they've heard of you, and they're just looking to get a feel for, okay, is this a legitimate, long-standing company that does quality work? Sometimes just seeing that one organic result isn't enough. So what ads can help you do is not only show that one organic result, but then also these paid sponsored ad up above it. And then also it's, if you've got a business profile or map pack and you have all three of those elements sort of showing together on the same page, that just builds trust because you've got the organic listing, you've got your business profile with all of your reviews, and then also you have the actual paid ad that you're putting money behind.
So in this hypothetical example, let's say I saw a truck on the road and I thought, I do want to get my windows replaced. And then I searched on that company name, but I don't really know them. You're saying, okay, if I've got a brand campaign, the organic result's going to show up, the Google business profile with reviews, and the paid ad. And just like the sheer volume of the repetition of that name is going to build some confidence in me, the consumer.
Yep. And you can even use that paid ad to gain further control over the messaging. Just because for SEO purposes, your site homepage title might need to be the way that it is,
right,
to target and prioritize keywords that it ranks.
So you could tell a different story with that paid landing page.
Exactly. You can
50 years in business, family owned, got it.
Yeah, you can make it a lot more tailored to what makes your business unique, where you're showing your business name, but then maybe you've got a slogan or a selling point that you're really, really proud of that you want to call out after like 8,000 homes served. Would you put like a promo offer on that landing page that goes with the branded campaign? Generally, if they're already looking for you, I tend to prioritize reviews, testimonials, and social proof more than promos.
Okay.
Just because they're already looking for you. And at that point, the main message you want to get across is who you are as a business, that you're good at what you do, and that people can trust you. The promos, not that you never should, but they're not the main priority.
I'm going to take a step back just because I know in our world we can use, kind of inside baseball language. Just want to be cartoon anvil on the head, obvious here. When we say branded campaigns, we mean that we are running paid search ads on Google that are triggered when someone types in the actual name of your company.
Yes, exactly.
I always like to break things down like I'm explaining it to my grandmother.
Yeah. So promos can be great for non-branded campaigns where people are just searching for whatever
like
service you offer.
Window replacement. And
exactly.
You've got like a special, buy house full of windows, you get a free door, something like that.
Yeah, and you're fighting for that conversion essentially with other companies because people are likely researching different options, shopping around.
Looking for price,
yeah,
promo, financing.
Exactly.
But if somebody's searching on your business name, you would use that as an opportunity. The paid ad, you'd send them to a landing page that told a story that you control.
Exactly. A story of the business and why they should trust the business, showcasing the great work you do, highlighting things like Better Business Bureau ratings, Google reviews, all of that, what we call social proof, which is really just essentially like a reference.
So let's say our listeners are like, okay, I like this idea of running a brand campaign. What are some of the considerations that they might have in mind that they might want to discuss with their agency?
So whenever you're running a brand campaign, there needs to be clear expectations set from the start about what is an acceptable cost per conversion, cost per click, conversion rates, because you are essentially bidding on your own brand name.
Right.
These should be by far the most profitable accounts or most profitable campaigns in your ads account.
Meaning they should convert at the highest rate.
They should convert at the highest rate, and you should be getting those leads for the absolute cheapest.
Okay.
Because they're already looking for you. You're going to have that competitive advantage where they're looking for Top Dog Roofing. Your website's domain is literally Top Dog Roofing.
Right.
All of your
you want to grab somebody looking for you.
Exactly. All of your landing pages have that business name in there. You should see the highest click-through rates, which is essentially people clicking on your ad, the highest conversion rates. So once they're on your website, you should see people calling or filling out forms at a much higher rate than they do from your other non-branded campaigns. And then also you should just see the lowest cost per click because people are looking for you.
They know what they're looking for.
Exactly.
And just give them an easy place to click. Here's something that I don't think we've ever talked about when it comes to branded campaigns. We keep using this like made up Top Dog Roofing. What if Top Dog is a brand new business? I mean, when we say a branded campaign, it's baked into that is the assumption that someone in your service area already knows your business name and now they're just trying to get in touch with you. If you're brand new, people don't know your name because they haven't seen your trucks. They haven't seen your yard signs. You haven't installed a lot of jobs. Would you run a brand campaign on your company name for a, no pun intended, brand new business?
No. And a lot of times those brand new businesses too they're just starting out, so they'll have very small ad budgets to work with.
So you wouldn't divide up the ad budget with a brand campaign?
No. When you're a new company just starting out, you don't really have that brand awareness or equity. Save those ad dollars to focus on non-branded terms and go out and win some business that isn't already aware of you. Start essentially building up your pipeline, selling those jobs, getting that word of mouth advertising because that will help build awareness. And then further down the line, as you're starting to see leads grow, sales grow, revenue grow, you're seeing that awareness grow. You can really sort of supercharge things by investing in awareness campaigns and then really get your brand awareness to the next level where it will make sense to start running a branded campaign.
You know, this might be a whole other episode, but the flip side of a brand campaign is a competitor's campaign, where you set up all the ads to target people looking for your competitor's specific business name. I don't know if you wanted to say a few words about that, or maybe we just save it for a whole other episode.
Yeah, we can sort of talk about that briefly. We run a few of those here for some of our larger clients in really, really competitive markets and areas. Those are sort of the flip side of brand campaigns, where you're not really going to see them convert as well necessarily as even some of your service-specific campaigns.
And so that becomes an offensive play, not a defensive play.
Yeah, that's like all-out
war,
all-out attack offense, pretty much. But those campaigns can also work, provided you've got a very, very good competitive offer or promo. That's where promos would come in.
Right. Somebody's searching for your local competitor. You send them to a landing page with a great story and a great promo offer.
Exactly.
Now, you can't put your competitor's name in the ad. In the ad text. That was years ago. We saw that happen.
Yeah, no, you can't specifically call out a competitor by name in
because then you're
text.
trying to trick people into clicking onto something.
Yep.
All right, was there anything else we want to let people know to kind of wrap this story up?
I think the only other thing just to mention when it comes to branded search campaigns is, and it kind of goes back to what I was saying about keeping an eye on how the cost per lead is coming through. You want to be very, very aware of another metric, which is known as your search impression score, or search impression share. I'm sorry. And that's essentially a metric that tells you how often your ad is showing up out of all the times it possibly could have shown up.
Okay.
So if you have a search impression share of, normally on a lot of our branded campaigns that we run, we see it around 95 to 97%. So that means anytime someone's searching on your company name, an ad is showing 95 to 97% of the time. So you've got your bases covered there. If somebody searches for your business name, you're going to show up.
Right.
They don't necessarily have to click on that paid ad, but they're going to see you.
Right. And that's what you want.
And that's what you want.
So if you're running these branded campaigns, even if you're not getting some of the clicks, you want that impression share to be really high.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't, as long as they end up on your website, doesn't really matter how they got there,
right.
But you need to make sure that you are showing up when people are searching for you.
Okay. I think we've wrapped up another hopefully helpful, educational episode of Digital Marketing for Contractors. Again, this is Fat Cat Strategies. We're in Raleigh, North Carolina. You can visit us online at fatcatstrategies.com and reach out to us if you'd like to continue the conversation and get us to maybe take a look at your website and look at your campaigns and figure out if you could benefit from branded search campaigns. Thanks a lot and have a great afternoon.
Digital Marketing for Contractors is created by Fat Cat Strategies. For more information, visit fatcatstrategies.com.